Hello, it's Erica of Airable Arts, and we're here for Sunday demo, but on Monday, I'm going to move back for a second. I was having trouble focusing the camera because of the gooseneck. The gooseneck is, I don't think they go bad, but this one appears to decide that it's not stable anymore. So if you pitch off to the side, it's not you, it's me and the camera. So, but yeah, so I'm set up. Here's Sebastian. I got my umpteenth cup of tea. I'm not even sure. This is the second brewing of the Lapsang Souchong. Before that, I had 2 cups or 2 mugs of a new one that I got this summer at from Happy Lucky's tea shop in Fort Collins. This Lapsang Souchong is one my sister got me, so Kirsten, if you're watching, thank you. I'm still working my way through that. She gets me like nice, big, huge pound bags, and I work my way through them. But no, the other one I had was I'm going to forget how to pronounce it. It's like Nigiri Blue or Blue Nigiri or something. It was very, very, very nice. And then before that, I had my Trader Joe's English breakfast to start off the day. So it's a lot of tea drinking today. And it's a holiday, both here and in Canada. I'm going to put that there and hope that I don't get fiber in it. And I think you can see the Carter well enough here that I don't have to, I'm afraid to tip the camera down anymore. And when this ends, I will upload this on the new YouTube channel. So if you don't know, there is a YouTube channel now. Mainly because I had to get all of these videos off of Facebook before they deleted them. Okay. So we're kind of doing a spur of the moment thing. Like I just literally grabbed this. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Let's do this color. This is a merino top that I got from Alchemy. For those of you who know them, so it's not alchemy as in magical science. It is ALK ampersand and the word me. And I'm blanking on their names. On her name, I'm completely blanking on her name. But anyways, they were at Michigan Fiber Festival, and I'm almost out of this basic merino top that like everybody gets access to. And so I bought some from her. It was very nice. She gave me vendor discount. I'm just going to lay down a layer here. And then we're going to decide what we want to put with it. Do we want to like stay in the family? Do we want to play with contrast? These are all bats that I'm making for my Facebook Live sale, which is tomorrow night. It was going to be last week, but then I didn't get stuff made and I had some other things come up. So there we go. The only reason I would not do it tomorrow night, that I would have to cancel, is if I get the email that is like, I have like 0.00001% chance of this happening. But if Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, which starts on Friday in Wisconsin, emails me and say we have a cancellation, could you fill it? If they do it by Sunday tomorrow, I will probably cancel the live sale so that I have something to sell at Wisconsin. But it's very unlikely to happen at this point. Okay, now what colors are we going to do? I have this, what I think is silk, that I just got from Miller Girls, so that gets us sort of in the pinky purple family. I also have malachite, so if you want to do like the pink and green, we could do the malachite. So if you have any thoughts, please type them in. Hello, Olga. So if you have any thoughts, Olga, let me know. I don't have to do the two together. I can do one or the other as well. Let me grab some other things. Let's see. I don't know how this would look. This is hot pink bio nylon. This might actually coordinate it, or it might blend in too much. What do you think of that? That looks like it actually would blend in too much. We don't want that. This is how I often make bats. I'm like, Oh, how does this look? No. How does this look? Like orange. Actually. Orange, orange and that fuchsia get you sort of... That's kind of fun. How does it look with something else though? So what you can do is you can just sort of like lay things on top. Like there's the orange and there's the green. There's the orange and there's the purple. Obviously I'm feeling high contrast today, right? Really like the orange with it. I really, really do. Let me see. Oh. Let me see if I can find it. Because I can't always lay my hands on things, right? Because I move stuff around all the time. I could do the pink and the orange and black. I like that. I'm liking that. I'm thinking that's where we're going. Okay. So I'll remove these. And then do I want to add anything else like sparkles? We got bio-nylon. Get back here. We got bio-nylon. We got bamboo. That's what this black is. But do we want some sparkle? Let's see what I got. Do I have anything left? A little stash of Firestar over here that you can't see up here now. Got that. Got that. Oh, one of the orange or yellows might work. Actually, the yellow. I think it's going to be the yellow. Okay. Yeah, I really got to reorganize stuff. Also, because I brought a bunch of new stuff in quite recently. And I haven't figured out where it goes. Hello from Chicago. So, like, as I got, I have the stuff I brought back from Brown Sheep Company. And then I bought stuff at Michigan Fiber Festival. A whole bunch of stuff. And a little bit in North Dakota. And a lot of it hasn't been sorted and put away yet. So, okay. So we're going to do the merino. We're going to do the black bamboo. I think I'm going to pop down here. Black always adds the drama. And it just gives this nice, sort of darkens this nice little depth there. Okay. And then the orange. This is called Carrot. We'll start out small, and then we'll see if we want more. I think we just want like a little bit here and there. And then we have the Firestar. This is from Compassman Creations. Excuse me. I got fan overhead. I got a fan facing me, sort of oscillating. It's been getting cooler at night. And generally it's cooler in the day, but it's like still, upper 70s. But there's like, cooler breezes than there are. It's not as humid. But I got, but it's warm enough that the AC keeps kicking on. And that's what we got for the color combo. I like that, particularly with the yellow. Okay, and then we just keep building, and I keep drinking my tea. So I'm going to do something fun this coming weekend, unless I get called to go to Wisconsin, which also would be fun. As I said, the likelihood of me actually getting the call/email from Wisconsin is so tiny. But all my friends are going to be in Wisconsin. I'm actually going to go elsewhere in Iowa. I've scheduled a little sort of mini retreat for myself. Because I have enjoyed camping, but I've been mainly doing a lot of if you followed me, camping a lot in the van. In the tent. And not really in the van. but the whole big deal with the van was I could camp in it. So I'm actually going camping in the van this weekend. I will bring the tent. I'm going to actually set the tent up as like a indoor living room. Squeak. Yeah, just got a little sick there. So that if it gets buggy in the evening, I can go in the tent, or if it rains, I don't think it's going to rain, but it could. Thank you. Yeah, I'm liking the combo. And also, I may go meet a friend for coffee in the town near it, and so I'd have to take the van to do that. And so there would be something left at my campsite. And so the whole reason I'm doing this is, it's something I may want to start doing. But I know some of you, a couple times on here, or maybe it's also in the Waffle group, I've talked about eventually wanting to buy a camper. It may be a couple years away. It's nothing I'm going to be doing immediately. But one of the types of campers that I'm interested in, there is an informal gathering / rally at this particular campsite this weekend. And I contacted them and said, I want to come and look at these campers. Because they make them in Florida. So I live nowhere near Florida. And so I would really, I wanted to come see them. And one of the things they do at these rallies is, because there are these campers that they're essentially just like a box, right? And you decorate and you set it up and put your own furniture in and stuff like that. And so a lot of time people spend a lot of time, I'm sort of off camera there because of the angle. These people just spend a lot of time looking at each other's campers. And so I contacted the woman who was organizing and said, so, I'm on all the Facebook pages, but I'm not an owner yet. Can I come and look at stuff? And she said, yeah, most people will let you come look. So I'm going to go do that. So I figured I would instead of driving 2.5 hours just to drive home, I thought, why don't I just make a weekend of it and pack Brigitte the spinning wheel and pack a loom, most likely the new Presto, which doesn't have a name yet. And I'll just have a little mini retreat for myself, and make stuff. I may even download that knitting pattern that I picked out that I haven't bought yet. So I may buy that and maybe start the marigold tea that I'm interested in. Initially, I was planning on taking that with me on a trip I'm taking in January, but I think I've decided probably won't. Trying to go with minimal packing on that trip. But we'll see. I'm not sure there's a way I can knit a sweater by January anyways. I know myself. Okay, still gotta put the orange on. Don't want to forget that, but I just love the way the yellow pops against that. Okay, more carrot. Gotta get our veggies in. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. Unless I get to, be in Wisconsin. It's a little thick. So this is sort of riding on the top. So I can just pick this up like this. And pull it like that. Of course, it got grabbed again. So let's pull it some more. There we go. And then we'll press it in with the Doffer brush. So Heloise is downstairs. I looked out before and she got up and she went and sat directly in the sunbeam and was just sort of staring at me like, Mom, look at me, I found the sun. So she's downstairs charging in the sun. And then she gets warm and so then she moves over to a shady bit. And then she gets up and moves back into the sun. And at least I don't have to open a door for her to come in and out and in and out and in and out. So, okay. Yes, so this bat will be, whatever we name it, we have to figure out a name, but this bat will be available tomorrow night. The sale starts, can I remember what time I set it up for? I think I did it for 7 p.m. Central, which would be 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain, and then 5 Pacific. So Pacific people, I apologize if it sort of cuts into your end of work, because the work week starts again tomorrow. I do have excited. I haven't posted about it yet, but I did get another acceptance email for a show that is now going to be next year in its 3rd year. I was in it the first year. This year it conflicted with a more local show, but I got it. But next year it won't. So I got into the Illinois Fiber Festival. Very excited about that. They moved it to Bloomington this past year. It was in Champaign last year, which is it's not that. It's only like 45 minutes further, but it felt so much further. And it's at the fairgrounds instead of a church, so it's much nicer. And it's also bigger than the first one was. I'm very excited that I got into that. Got to send them a fee. But, so my March is shaping up. Last day of February, I will be at Sticks and Strings in Des Moines. That's the Des Moines Metro Knitters. I think just the Des Moines Metro Knitters. Retreat. And they have a marketplace on Friday night. And I did really well there this past year. It was the first year I did this year. And so they put out the info for next year. It's merino top, so it feels thin, but it's probably heavier than it looks. But at least going to put one more layer, if not more, on. There we go. That is also the same weekend as Scenic Stitches, which I really love this year. I mean, it's a 14-hour drive to Chattanooga. Essentially, really 2 days. I did come most of the way back in one day, but if I'd left really early in the morning, probably could have done it in one day, but gotta drive through Nashville. I think Nashville's just bad no matter what. But if I had to try and get through Nashville during what was commuter time, I think it would be really, really, really bad. And I had thought about going back because I did well. I was quite happy with it. It was really good for first time for that festival. They got a lot of people to come. But the booth fees doubled. And it just really wasn't in my budget. And so unfortunately I'm not going back to that one as much as I really, really would like to. So I'm doing, and they also moved it to the end of February instead of the beginning of February, so it conflicted with the Metro Knitters. Their retreat is called Sticks and Strings. So you're doing that instead. Also because Des Moines is, at most 2.5 hours versus 14, right? And that's 14 without stops, right? And then, so that would be followed the next weekend by Illinois Fiber Festival. And then that application for the next thing hasn't opened up yet, but I assume I'm going to Shepherd's Market, which is the one in Iowa City, which is just an hour and a half-ish to the south. No longer on my birthday weekend. Ellen, the organizer, actually has moved it back a week. It's always been the first Saturday in March, but because Illinois Fiber Festival, which, as I say, this year was its second year, conflicted, and they sort of have gone for that first Saturday. So Ellen has sort of moved hers backwards. So which is nice, means I don't have to. Last year I was forced to choose, and this year I don't have to choose. I can do both. There may be a Fiberpalooza again. She always announces it like it's usually near the end of March, and she often announces it sometime in January. So I'm not sure when that's going to be. I'm expecting. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do one more or not. Feels like it's. If I get through to here and look, it's full in a couple places, or almost full. I think we're going to call that good. Anyway, so I'm pretty much committed to doing Fiber Expo, which is the last weekend in March. Still have to pay for that though. Let's just put this over here. I'm gonna make another one of these afterwards. So, and then let's see. April would get me to. Hang on one second. There it is. I buried the container. April would get me to, let's see, in April I have the Stevenson County Art Fair, which I think is the 18th this year. They moved it because there was a conflict. And they try not to do it the same weekend as YarnCon. I mean, it's the complete other side of the state. Right? I mean, like, YarnCon is in Chicago, and, Stevenson is like an hour from Dubuque, Iowa, right? Here. Tear it out. Take this off. Anyway, so I'm still waiting to hear back. I don't know when they're going to announce for Midwest Fiber Festival. I put an application in. It's that application, and then the one I did last night for the Holiday Thieves Market in Coralville, Iowa, which is put on by the Iowa City, I think it's Center for the Arts. I know it's called Summer, but it's like does all the art stuff. I always have trouble with that application because I am not a tech person. And when you get to the upload the photos part, they use completely different ones. So the Iowa City Arts thing uses Zaply. I think it's called Zaply. Yeah. And they have this whole thing about how many pixels your things need to be along one edge. I'm like, I have no idea what that means. And so what I do is I upload a photo and I wait to see if it rejects the photo or not. It says it's not big enough, or it's too small, or too big, or whatever. And so, and I do these things where like I have a photo and then I take a screenshot of the photo because sometimes that's a different size. And so I discovered last night as I was working on that application, which is for a show in December, that it actually was doing okay with the regular photos, and they've changed it since I use it once a year when I apply for this show. I mean, they send me notices about all these other shows, but it's like I'm not going to Tampa, Florida, for some art show out on a street somewhere. Anyway, so. But they have expanded, so you upload the photo, and then you have to title it, and then you have to give its measurements of the item being pictured, and give the date of production, and the medium, and all that. But you also have to do, for the photo, you have to do an alt text, so I'm trying to figure out what keywords to use in that, and then you have to do, and also new is this place where you describe the materials and method and what's unique about the piece, but you only have 200 characters or something like that. What words, and I use the ampersand all the time instead of and to get myself 2 characters back. So, okay, you ready? Here we go. What do you think? And do you want to start guessing the weight? You just start guessing the weight. Okay? Person who gets closest, I'm going to fluff this afterwards, but I won't weigh it now. But if you want to quickly guess the weight, do so. You can win trophy emojis. Very exciting. But anyway, so I figured out the problem with this application, but the Midwest Fiber Festival, which I think is through a Google form, but your photos can't be over like, a megabyte. Photos are huge these days. Most of my photos are 2 to 3 megabytes. And so trying to find a photo that I can actually use, I know there's probably a way I can resize them. But once again, that's tech stuff. Okay, ready? Drum roll. Get your guesses in. Get your guesses in. Got all in there? Oh, great. This is a good size. Anybody guess? Okay. It is 2.7. Nice even. Well, not even, but no extra digits. 2.70. Now we need a name for this. So if you have any suggestions, please pop them in there. Pop them in the comments. Okay. So I will probably won't take photos of this till tomorrow because as we're in September now. The light has now moved up onto the wall where I normally take my photos, and so it would just flood the thing with light, and it would be a really bad photo. So I'll take photos tomorrow morning and post them so you can see what it looks like. I may, because the light is over there, I should be able to do a video. So when I make the next one, I'll maybe do a little reel about it. And then I will go through and see who won because the numbers that you guys are guessing are up against this white stuff down here, and so I can't read them. Okay? But yes, so tomorrow night, as I said, I think it's 7 p.m. I will, of course, double check. But Facebook Live still. I think I'm just doing bats. I don't think I have really anything else at this point. So I think we're just going to do some bats. You haven't had a chance to get bats most of the summer, so chance to get bats. I am in the WAFA sale in September. Well, we're in September, so I will be in the WAFA sale at the end of the month. That's a long way away. Okay? So otherwise, yeah, I will see you all around on Facebook and, of course, now on YouTube as well. Okay? So take care. I'll see you around. Oh, yep, the gooseneck's going. The gooseneck is going.